Hey guys, it's Bear here with JTP Preparedness, helping you prepare not only for your doomsday, but your everyday. Today's video, we're going to go over fire starters and my reviews on each one of these items. I've got a wide variety of store-bought items and items you can make at home. If you remember the video we did the other day on making these little fire nuggets, and I got a few other things that you can make at home, and then I've got a bunch of store-bought items that we're going to review, and I'll tell you how I feel about them, whether they were easy to light or difficult to light, whether you could do it with a ferro rod or you needed a lighter or a match, and what the burn time was on them. So if you see me looking down, it's because the items are laid out in front of me, and I got my notes here that tell me the burn times and whether they, how they lit and stuff like that. So I may be looking down. I apologize in advance, but I'm going to try and give you as much information as I can and give you my thoughts and what I feel are the best items. So let's begin. Hey guys, don't forget to get your JTP Gear, Teespring, link below, sweatshirts, t-shirts, tank tops, kids t-shirts, kids sweatshirts, coffee mugs, stickers, phone cases. Check it out, go get it. Also, hit that subscribe, hit that like, share this thing with your friends. Hit the bell so you get notifications every time we put up a new video. Check out the website, journeytopreparedness.net. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Give us a follow. Again, share it. Spread the word. JTP, get your gear now before you can't get it no more. Peace, love. First thing we're going to start with is the good old Vaseline and cotton balls. Now, if you've ever watched any preparedness videos or survival videos or hiking or camping or whatever, you've probably seen somebody use these or somebody make these. It's real simple, real easy, and you can do it for very little money. Really, you can go to the dollar store and get a big old bag of cotton balls and a little jar of Vaseline and have 100 or 200 or however many of them are in that bag of cotton balls. You can pretty much put together for $2. The burn time on them was 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which isn't bad considering it's just one little cotton ball. They did strike right away with the ferro rod, just one little strike, and spark hit it and it went right up. So these are great, easy to carry. They're a little messy, but if you keep them in a little plastic bag like this, they nothing gets on your hands on the outside. They stay in there, and then they stay moist also. So you can pack these away really easy in your bag. You can pack a lot of them. They're very light, easy to carry. So that's my, I highly recommend those. I really like those. Next thing on the list is the wet fires. I don't know, you may or may not have seen these. These are real easy to get. You can get them at Walmart or, Cabela's or, Bass Pro Shop. Anywhere where they sell camping gear, you can get these things. These are great. They did not light with a ferro rod. It was cold out and I was out there for a while. I didn't really feel like screwing around, so I probably could have worked a little harder to get them lit, but they did not. They did go up right away with a lighter, did not go up with a ferro rod. And that could have just been me not wanting to deal with it. I probably could have tried a little harder to maybe get them going, but overall they're not a bad item. They are a little bit on the pricey side, 5 of them, and they were either $4.99 or $5.99 for a pack of 5, so they're $1 a piece. When you compare that to $2 for 100 of these things, it's really not worth it to me. They weren't bad. They did go for 6 minutes and 40 seconds. They are, wet fire, so they're basically, they will light in any weather conditions, supposedly. It was cold out and there was snow. My fire pit was wet when I did light these, and they did light, but these were dry, so take that for what it's worth. Not a bad item, but price-wise, I don't really feel that that's a great investment. They're light to carry, and you could probably carry a couple if you wanted to, but I wouldn't make that my overall #1 item. Next thing on the list is the Extreme Start Fire Starter. I don't actually have one in here, but there's 2 in a pack. So figure that they're that long and about that wide. They come in a wrapper where you just light the wrapper. They lit for 20 plus minutes. It was about 24 minutes, which this says right on here that it will burn for 20 plus minutes. 24 minutes ain't bad. They did not light with, obviously you're supposed to light the package, the wrapper, so the wrapper didn't go up with striking it with a ferro rod, spark. I had to light it with a lighter, but it did last a long time, and they're relatively cheap. I know you can find them. I believe I found these actually at Walmart in their like fireplace creosote log thing section there, where they got lighters and little long matches and all that kind of stuff. Not bad, but again, you need a lighter. So the next thing on the list is these diamond Strika fires. See these here, and on the back here they actually got the striker part. This thing was all right. The first one I used did not light. It actually just kind of scraped this off. It didn't light like it was supposed to, so I had to get a second one, which was kind of irritating. But that one lit. They are long and kind of bulky, and not the lightest, but it did go for 11 minutes and 20 seconds, which it says it burns for 12 minutes, so they're pretty close, 40 seconds off-ish. The whole thing did light. It just burned all the way down, which was cool. It stayed going once it started. Plenty of time to get you a fire going if you were going to use one of these. Not a bad price. I think they were, I don't know, maybe a couple bucks or something like that. I'm sure I got them on clearance. Again, I think these were at Walmart. I think most of the fire starter stuff I've gotten, other than like the Zippo things, I've been able to purchase at Walmart. So they're everywhere, and you can find them if you want them. Speaking of the Zippo things, we'll get into those next. These little Zippo fire starters. I don't know if you've seen these or not. These you're probably going to have to get at your, Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop, somewhere like that. Walmart doesn't carry these. Now, there are 8 of them come in a pack, and they are originally $5.99. I did get them on sale for $188 when I purchased them. I know I got them at Cabela's and they were on sale. These things are cool. They're lightweight. They spark really easy with a ferro rod. Just one spark getting on there, and it goes up really nice. So that's great. They are semi-waterproof because they are waxed. So that's an added bonus to it. The burn time on them was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So about the same as your cotton ball and Vaseline. The difference is the cotton ball and Vaseline is significantly cheaper. Even these 8 of them at $188 isn't bad. But if you're paying the full price of $6 versus $2 for however many of those you want to make, it doesn't make sense to go with these. These are great. They're compact. They're less messy. But price-wise, the cotton ball and Vaseline wins out, to be honest with you. Next, we'll go to the Brick and More Natural Fire Starters. Got these things here, and these things I picked up. I thought they'd be really cool. I thought you'd be able to just get a quick spark going on them with a ferro rod, and they just go up. To be honest, they're really dry out. They're really dried out, and a spark hits them and just kind of peters out. They're really compact and really dry. They did go up with a lighter very easily, and they actually burn for quite some time. We're looking at 10-minute burn time on these things, but I wouldn't recommend. I mean, you can see if you look in there in the bottom of the box, it's kind of a mess. So I wouldn't recommend them. There's something I picked up just to see how it did and thought it might be kind of cool and fun. Next, we'll go to these lighter Nugget fire starters. They're non-toxic, environmentally safe, it says. These little guys here. I just picked these up recently. They were on sale. 2 boxes of these for $5. So I thought, well, why not? I spent $5 in worse ways, right? They, again, are very similar to these. They're kind of dried out. Almost got like a wax on them. I probably could have maybe tried to break it up a little bit and get a spark going in there. But just from this state right here, the ferro rod would not light. It would kind of hit and then smolder out. It wouldn't do anything. It did light very easily with a match, and it did, or a lighter, and it did look to burn similar to what the picture shows. It basically burned from the top and burned its way down. It says on here that it's guaranteed to light easily, which again with a lighter or match it does, but not with a ferro rod. It says that they're wood sawdust blend with a small amount of paraffin wax, so semi-waterproof. And the burn time, they say, is 15 minutes. And I actually got, about 15 minutes, maybe a little less. Actually, no, it's 16 minutes and 30 seconds I got out of this. So, that's not bad. Not a bad time. They are a little bulky and not something I want to carry in my bag, but it was something fun to play around with. Next thing on the list is the Instafire fire starters. You can see this little bag here. This says it's a military grade fire starter, and it was seen on Shark Tank. And I'm pretty sure I got these on sale for under $1. Just picked these up recently. You can see on the back here it shows you how to pour it out and then light it. It says light with a match, and that's exactly what I had to do. It did not work with a ferro rod getting a spark on it. It says that it lights wet wood, burns at nearly 1,000 degrees, burns in winds up to 30 miles an hour, burns on snow, and which it did. It was wet. Again, like I said earlier, my fire pit was wet, and it burned right on there, so that was not a problem. It says the burn time is 5 to 7 minutes, and I have Instafire just under 5 minutes. Now, I didn't necessarily put out, it says to pour out 1/8 of a cup of a pile. I don't know that I did. Maybe if I'd had a little more, it may have gone to 5 to 7 minutes, but I was just under. No harmful chemicals. This is a waterproof pouch. You can store it in your food, apparently. And its ash is a natural fertilizer, it says, so you can just leave it, I guess. That's what it looks like on the inside. And you have to pour it out. Again, it was kind of cool, something fun to play with. It burned well once it burned, but it didn't work with a ferro rod. Yeah, the pouch was under $1. You get 4 fires out of it, it says. You could probably make it a little more if you know what you're doing and you do it right, but that's an option. I'm not going to go over these because I went over these in the video, but you've seen my review on these. Next item we will go over, before we get to that, we're going to go over these. I'm sorry, I forgot. These Dura Sticks. And these you can find anywhere where you find fireplace items, just like these extreme fire starters and the Strika fires I went over earlier. These things I thought were kind of cool. They're these big giant sticks in here. This one is actually a little bit smaller because I cut chunks off the top of them and I broke them in little pieces and kind of stuck those in my fire kit. They don't light with a ferro rod at all. They're not going to. I mean, they're really, I don't know what they are, but they do light easily with a lighter, but a ferro rod just won't get them going. I don't know if there's anything there for it. You know, I don't know if there's any way to get it going with that, but it, what was the burn time on this, the Dura Sticks? About 10 minutes. 10 minutes on this little piece. So you could imagine how long that whole stick's going to go up. They're advertised to be for fireplaces and stuff like that, and not for, obviously, you know, survival or camping or anything like that, but they were kind of cool. Something different to play with. I wouldn't recommend necessarily carrying them, but if you got a nice little fire kit in your bag and you want to throw a few little chunks in there, it's not going to hurt. Now we'll get into some other homemade items here, the last couple. We'll discuss this little cookie here. This is actually just a cotton pad that has been dipped into wax. Okay, and I usually try to leave a little bit here. Obviously, this is where I hold it and dip it in the wax, or where I, you know, have my tongs on it to dip it in the wax. But I try to keep a little bit there. That way I can get a spark going. Once a spark hits that, it's pretty much almost like a Vaseline and cotton ball, but obviously, you know, not the Vaseline, but it hits the cotton and that just sparks right up, and this whole thing goes up, and it just slowly burns from one end to the next, burns down kind of like a candle. And the burn time on this was 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So this worked really great. They're lightweight, they're easy to do. If you guys want to see a video on how to do this, I can put one together for you. But basically, it's very similar to this. You melt the wax, and then you just dip these into the wax, and I laid them out on a piece of wax paper, on a cookie sheet, on a, you know, baking sheet, and laid them out there and let them dry, and that was it. But I can put together a video for you on that if you want. That thing works great. The next item I have is my little egg carton concoction here. This is simply egg carton that I stuffed with dryer lint, and then I have a Strike Anywhere match, and I wrapped a little tissue around that thing, and then poured wax into it and let it kind of set and harden. I had done some before. The first set I didn't have this little tissue paper around it, and I found that the match would burn out. It wouldn't burn down on the wood and then wouldn't get it started. So I thought, you know what, I got it. I'll just add some tissue paper around it. That didn't seem to work out that well either. So I still haven't mastered this one, but I'll tell you what, once I do, this thing burned for 22 minutes. 22 minutes and some odd seconds. So this thing will go for a long time, and it kind of lights like a candle. It just kind of keeps going and going, and I didn't know if it was ever going to go out, so that was cool. But if I could take this and kind of put them together, you know, maybe get some of the magnesium and some of the fat wood in there, along with the dryer lint and the wax, and find a way to, you know, my idea was if I could just carry this, strike it anywhere, and get it going. And maybe if I put it down on the end here, maybe if I put it in the corner instead of right in the center, and that way I can strike, it'll light, and then it'll get this going right away. Maybe that's an idea, something to think about. But the match tends to burn out before it actually gets it going. So I got to work with that. I'll tweak it. But I really like this thing. It's something fun to do. I can do another video when I set up the next ones, and maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll put the match in the corner, and I can show you guys that if you want to see it. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see the video on either one of these. I can put them together for you. Real simple, real easy. And I store them just in freezer bags. That's it. And every one of these do-it-yourself things I store in freezer bags. The cotton balls with the Vaseline I like to keep in smaller bags, just so that way I can keep it and don't have to mess around with it and get Vaseline all over my hands all the time. So in my review of these items, I'm going to have to go with the homemade items over any of the store-bought items that I have here. I know the Wet Fire and the Zippos they light easy, you know, they last long enough to get you going, but when it comes to dollar for dollar and bang for the buck, they just don't compare. You know, this cotton ball with Vaseline, price-wise, outperforms any of these other items. These little, you know, cookies and these little, you know, egg cartons and these little fire nuggets. I mean, I would go with any one of those in my pack over any of these other things. And why waste your money? You can take a little time. I mean, this will take you no time, 5 minutes, and you could have, you know, 50 of these things or whatever. You know, it's nothing. And with these other ones, you just gotta, you know, melt some wax. It takes the most time, and dip them in, and lay them out, and let them dry. It's real simple, real easy. Anybody can do it. You can pack a ton of these away. You can pack right in your bag, you know, and they're not a lot of weight. They're gonna go up easy, and they're gonna last a long time, and they're pretty much waterproof. And even if you do cover the whole thing so it is completely waterproof, all you got to do is break it up a little bit and expose some of this cotton, and it'll light right up. So I would recommend any one of the homemade items over any one of these store-bought fire starters. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video and like my other videos, be sure to subscribe, like, you know, check us out, stick with us. Check out our website, journeytopreparedness.net. On there you're going to find not only all these videos, but you're going to find the podcasts that we're doing, and you're going to find the blog posts that we're writing up. You also find our Amazon page there, where you can, you know, look at the items that we recommend. And even if you don't purchase an item that we recommend, just by clicking on a link and starting there when doing your shopping on Amazon, it helps the channel out. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're on all of them. You can either search Journey to Preparedness, or you can go to our website, journeytopreparedness.net, and click on the links there to hit up and follow us on all of our social media. Again, subscribe to the channel. Check out our website, journeytopreparedness.net. Sign up for the email subscription list and stay up to date on all things JTP. And until next time, peace, love, all the above.